Well, it's just under 3 weeks to go now to the Isle of Man Festival of Motor in 2024, the theme of which this year is the best of British, and I'm delighted to say it's been our busiest and most popular year of all the years we've done so far, with over 300 British cars coming over of all mucks and shapes and sizes. So we're really looking forward to seeing you all in the Isle of Man. Just thought it'd be a great opportunity to go through everything with you. This is going to last a few minutes, probably about half an hour, so please bear with me. But I think you'll find by the time you've watched all these videos that you'll be much more prepared and ready for the festival. And our objective in doing that is being able to explain to you what we're doing and why we're doing it, and you understanding what's going on where and where you need to be. Okay, road books, as you've probably seen on our social media and stuff that's gone out, the road books are now all dispatched. They are all with the courier and will be delivered over the next few days. So you should get those hopefully by Monday or Tuesday at the latest. If you don't get them by next Friday, that's the 6th of September, please give us a call and let us know, because they are tracked. You should get an email saying they've been dispatched. You should get an email telling you when they're going to be delivered, but they are too big to go through your letterbox. So if you're not at home and there's nowhere suitable to leave them, they obviously may have an issue delivering them to you. So just watch out for that. The content of the road book, and this is the road book, okay, the content of the road book gives you all your maps, your day-to-day itineraries, telling you everything that's happening on every day of the festival, general island information, but there are a few very important things in there. Probably the one most important is your car sticker. On the back of your car sticker tells you where to put the sticker. It is absolutely critical for us that you put that on the outside of your windscreen. So don't have to do it till you get there. On the outside of the windscreen, sort of in front of your rear view mirror. So it needs to be on the outside of the windscreen, rear view mirror. And without that, you won't be allowed into the closed road runs. You won't be allowed on the car display. You won't be allowed anywhere. That is for you a critical factor, and it's also critical for us to be able to identify you as a member of the event or participant of the event, and be able to colour code you, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. You'll also find, as I'm wearing here, is your lanyard. This has got a brief description of the event on the back. The lanyard is effectively, again, an identification of you as a person rather than your car, as a member of a participant of the event. But it also gets you into lots of the things like the Isle of Man Motor Museum, the Derby Transport Museum, the Cregner Bar, all of those things where you need to get in, and Milltown House and Gardens, which again I'll explain later. So it's important that you bring your lanyard with you wherever you go. Don't leave them in your room, because they are quite important as well that you have them on. In addition to that, you'll have your rally plate, which you can or cannot fix in the front of on the front of your car. Some of you don't have a position to be able to do that, but they're more of a souvenir than anything else. Okay, so that's your rally plate. In your pack will also be a parking disc. You just set them, if you're parking in general parking areas in Douglas or places where there is a parking restriction, i.e. 1 hour or 2 hour, you just set that disc to the hour you arrive. But that's self-explained, and in the road book gives you a bit more information about that. In addition, for those of you who have booked Pie in the Sky on the Friday or the Saturday night, then you will get a voucher in there, tells you which tram you're on and which time to be at Laxey, ready for your tram departure, gives you all that information, so that's in your pack. Okay, and also in your pack is the Chester Street parking permit. This is for those of you who are staying at the Sefton Hotel. If you're not staying at the Sefton Hotel, don't have to worry about that. But if you're staying at the Sefton Hotel, then you'll need that to park in the Chester Street car park, and that gives you free parking there with security overnight. So that's there as well. And finally, last but not least, for those of you who booked the fun run on the Thursday, for those of you over in time, you'll also get this book, which contains all of your tulip runs, maps and that for the fun run on Thursday. And you'll also get in that book a parking permit, which you'll allow you to get into the car display area in Peel on Thursday between 12 and 2. Okay, again, it's important that you have that and have that in your front windscreen. I'll tell you all about that more later. Okay, so that's pretty much an overview of the event, the road book that's coming and what's in it. Obviously, no doubt you'll have a good read through that when that comes in. When you arrive in Douglas and you go to your hotels, When you get to the hotel, there'll be a massive, great big flip chart in every lobby, and that will give you a detailed description of what's going on day by day, and the member of staff in the hotel will change that. Like on Wednesday afternoon, they'll change it for Thursday. Thursday, they'll change it for Friday. So that's your Bible. That tells you where you want to be. And your car number is integral to everything. So you need to know what your car number is. You need to have your car number clearly displayed on the front windscreen of your car. Okay, and your car number tells you where you need to be every day at what time. We will have a member of the team in each hotel. I'm going to be at the Palace Hotel with Oliver. I can't remember offhand who's everywhere, but you'll have a member of team, and it does depend on the days that they'll be there. They'll either be there, I'll be there from Tuesday. Some of the team won't be there till Wednesday because of arrivals. But once we've got the larger number of arrivals, and cars are arriving, mainly a few on Tuesday, but quite a few Wednesday, and Thursday's the big arrival day, we'll be there to greet you, point you in the right direction, answer any questions you've got. Breakfast is included at all of the hotels, no exceptions. The only exception really is the Sefton Express. It's more of a continental breakfast, whereas in the other hotels the breakfast is a full Manx cooked breakfast and cereals and everything else. We will be sending, for those of you going to the Sefton Hotel, we'll send you a separate video because of the parking at Chester Street. We'll send you a separate video how to get there. But for all the other hotels, we will be sending you Google links by a separate email. Google links, what 3 words, which will give you directions not only to the hotels, but all of the different places you've got to be at every day. If you've never used what 3 words, you really should download the app because it makes life so easy. But the Google links, you just click that on your smartphone, just take them, that will just direct you to wherever you've got to go on each day. So that's pretty much the overview of the event itself. I'm going to go through the rest of the event in detail, step by step, day by day. Now, I say every year, I say it again, I'll break these videos up into days, which will allow you to go, cool, enough of him. We're going to have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and a biscuit, and then we'll come back and listen to the rest of it later. But hopefully, if you listen to it all, by the time you finish, you'll know you'll be in a much better place, and I think you'll find hopefully it'll be very informative, and I'll try not to bore you. So that's the overview. Be coming back to you tomorrow for those who are going to be there for Thursday. Okay, so here we go. This is Thursday for those of you coming out predominantly on Tuesday or Wednesday, and a couple of you coming out on Monday even. Then you're going to be in the Isle of Man on Thursday, and if you've pre-booked the island introduction fun run, be a great way for you to see the island. Departure for the fun run is at your leisure, so you get up whenever you want, you have your breakfast, leave when you want. There is no convoy driving. You just follow the road books, the tulip run in your book, which is, as I showed you in the previous, it's this book. It's got tulips in there, it's got maps in there. So you just follow that, you do as much of it as you want, you do it at whatever speed you want, you stop wherever you want, very flexible. And there's lots of great places along the way to see. And the object of that is, by the time you've done the fun run, you should have get a good overview of the island, and you won't go home saying, no, I didn't really see anything, because that takes you to most of the main sites and attractions. In addition to the fun run, at lunchtime between 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock, there is a car gathering of all the best of British at Peel Castle, and in the road just opposite Peel Castle. We've got it all closed off. We've got about 140 cars coming down to that. That's between 12 and 2. The map to get there is in your fun run booklet. Okay, and as I said, you need them when you get to Peel to have that ready, because you won't be able to get in without that. That's your entry to the car display. Okay, so put that on your windscreen, show it to the marshals as you come in. Only cars that have booked the fun run will be permitted to come into that area, hence you need your permit. Most of the shops in Peel, most of the cafes, pubs, restaurants are going to be open. It's lovely in Peel. You really enjoy your stay there, a chance to get a bit of lunch or fish and chips or whatever you want. Okay, there are radio adverts going out because the people on the island love to know where the cars are and where they can come and see them. And Peel is the first opportunity to do that. And we do get quite a lot of locals coming out to see the cars. So there'll be radio coverage. The Peel car gathering That's on Thursday between 12 and 2. Once you finish the car display, you leave whenever you want, and then you continue your fun run. And as I say, you do as much of the fun run as little as suits you. If you get too tired, you think, I've had enough now, I'm going to go home. Then you go back to the hotel. If you want to complete the full fun run, which a lot of people do, then you can. So that's Thursday. Thursday's a fairly leisurely day. If you're not doing the fun run, then the full day is at leisure, just to go and explore the island and do what you want to do. So that's Thursday. That was an easy one. Coming to Friday in just a moment. Okay, Friday, now the fun really begins. So the Friday consists of the Slock Mountain Runs, the Isle of Man Motor Museum, Derby Transport Museum, Derby track sessions for those who booked them, and the Pie in the Sky again for those who have booked in the evening. Okay, depending on your car number, and again, this will be featured in your road book, it will be featured on the flip chart in the hotel, it will tell you exactly where to go at what time. So depending on your car number, the Slock Mountain runs, you're going to get 2 runs on the Slock Mountain Road. Fabulous drive up the mountain, 2-mile drive. Okay, you need to arrive at the Coffee Cottage car park in South Barrule at your designated time, and that is shown by your car number. Please don't arrive early or late, because obviously the area is can only hold a certain amount of cars. If you arrive too early, you can cause a bit of congestion. If you arrive late, then of course you delay things for everybody else. So please try to arrive. If your time is 9:30, then 9:25 is fine, but 5 or 10 minutes early is not a problem, but please don't arrive much earlier than that. The times are on the itinerary in your road book, and the times are on the hotel flip chart for your car and the times you need to be there. At the time you arrive at the Coffee Cottage car park, we will then park you in what we call colour-coded order. On your road book, you'll see this is a yellow sticker on that. You may have a green sticker, you may have a red sticker. The green sticker means you want to be in a comfortable group, i.e. you don't want to go too fast. The yellow sticker is intermediate, and the red sticker is for the boy racers who are a bit more adventurous and want to go a bit quicker. Okay? You will have 2 runs on the Coffee Cottage, on the Slock Road. From the Coffee Cottage, we will hold you there, put you into colour code order, and then from there, you'll be taken around to the Slock start. Now, you will have a little bit of time at the Coffee Cottage, so there is, as it says in the name, coffee facilities there, a coffee van where you can get something to eat and a coffee. There's also toilets there, so before you leave, that you can use the facilities there. Once we take you round to the Slock, okay, you'll be given a safety briefing card, which will give you the information you need to be able to go out and drive the closed road run. Just general information. We will give that to you at the Coffee Cottage. You'll then hand that into the marshal at the start line, and they will ask you, have you read the safety briefings, of which hopefully you will have done by then. And then you hand the card to them, and then you will commence your Slock Mountain Run. The cars will be set off in 30-second intervals, and you'll have a great drive up the Slock. The information then you'll get for that and on your card will tell you you're going to get 2 runs. After the first run, you'll make a loop back to the start. After the second run, you'll continue straight on. We do make it clear to say that the only closed road section is from the start line to the chicane at the top of the hill. Otherwise, the roads aren't closed, and therefore you must be careful because the normal rules of the road apply. Okay, so we don't want any accidents. You'll get 2 runs, okay, and once you've done your second run, you'll either carry on and go up to Derby, or if you've already been to Derby for the motor museums and the track session, you'll come down to the Slock. Depends on the time of day that you're doing that. The Isle of Man Motor Museum, which is fantastic and everyone enjoys that, is admission is included. Lanyard, you need that to get in, okay, as is the Isle of Man Transport Museum. The only difference with the Transport Museum is it is free of charge and it is run by volunteers. So we do ask you guys just to make a small donation just to help to keep the museum open and keep it ticking on. Okay, for the museum itself, the car museum, Okay, there is loads of parking there, and there are opportunities for clubs and groups of friends to have your photos of your cars taken in front of the museum. Mike and Steve, I think, will be on hand to help you facilitate that, and that will be taking place on Friday during the day, depending on which times you're there. Your lanyard does get you into the museum on other days as well whilst you're over in the island, but Friday tends to be the day when most people go up there. And there is food and drink available in the guardhouse right next to the museum there, so you can get coffees, teas, drinks, lunches, sandwiches, etc. in the guardhouse next to the museum, and there are toilet facilities there too. Okay, for those of you doing the Derby track sessions, and I have done a video recently for that, we do have a few spaces left available. It's normally really popular. We do have a few spaces available. It's really geared up for any car. You don't have to have a fast car. We've had Austin A30 vans with all sorts of things going around there. It's really good fun, and the people that do it afterwards always say to us, "I'm so glad I did that. It was so much fun." You don't have to go at neck break speeds. You can go around at your own speed depending on you, your passenger or your car, and you'll really enjoy it. It's 3 sessions for £75, which is very reasonable, and Carl and Kieran will be over there to look up. There are a few spaces left. If you want to book those, do that, because I think you really would enjoy it. If you're sitting on the fence, "Oh, shan't I?" Really do it. It's great fun and really adds to the experience of the whole weekend. Great scenery there as well. Okay, if you want to book it, if you have booked the track sessions, or if you do book the track sessions, your track session times will be tied in with your slot runs, either morning or afternoon, and they will be emailed to you at a later date. Okay, so we will email you and tell you your track sessions are at such and such a time. You then just have to arrive at that time. They'll get you ready and away you go. For those of you who book Pie in the Sky, which is one of our most popular events that we do throughout the weekend, in fact everything's popular over the weekend, okay, includes your tram up from Laxey Station up to the bungalow, where you just walk in up to the Victory Cafe, Pie in the Sky as it says. You get lovely home cooked pie, mash, entertainment, welcome drink, and there is an open bar up there as well. That's from 7 o'clock until 10 o'clock. In fact, 9:45, the first tram comes back down. That's a great evening. So if you book that, your voucher here, which you have, tells you which tram you're on, whether you're on Saturday, Friday, Saturday, and the times that you need to be there. Okay, so check that out on your thing. So that's Friday, action-packed day, slot mountain runs, Isle of Man Motor Museum, Derby Transport Museum, Derby track sessions, and all finished off with a great visit to the Victory Cafe for our Pie in the Sky event. A real fun-packed, great day. Saturday, we're making our way through the weekend already. I hope you just had a nice cup of tea, maybe a biscuit, a cup of coffee, or just put your feet up, or just took a breather to carry on now for Saturday. Now, Saturday is our Best of British car display. You need to arrive at Loch Promenade, which is the promenade along the front in Douglas, at the designated time compared to your car number. So again, whatever your car number is, check out your road book, check out the flip chart in your hotel. It'll tell you what time to be there. Again, please don't arrive early or late, and see the entry map in your road book, which will tell you where to come in, where the entrance point for the display is. Again, we have 350 cars coming down for the display. So if you come too early, then of course that just causes congestion. So to make things as easy for us as you can, and to make life better for everyone, please arrive at your designated time compared to your car number. The times are in your road book, they're on the hotel flip chart. The actual car display will take place officially for the public between 11 and 3:30. Okay, please note, you will not be able to leave, or your car will not be able to leave, you can, until 3:30. Okay, because it's advertised on the radio to the public that all of the cars will be there between 11 and 3:30. So it's not fair if someone comes down with their family and half the cars have left. So 11 till 3:30. If you want to be parked with other club members or friends, then please arrive together. That will enable us to park you together, i.e. if you're in the MG Car Club and you're the Worcestershire region or the Hertfordshire region or whatever region, turn up together and they will be able to park you all together within the MG section. Same applies to Triumphs or Morgans or Aston Martins or Jaguars. Okay, so if you want to arrive together to park together, arrive together, and that will make life much easier, because once we've got other cars in, if someone arrives late, then we won't be able to park you alongside all your other friends, although you still will be in the same section as your mark. Once parked up, the day is at your leisure to go and enjoy Douglas. There's lots of shops, there's cafes, bars, pubs, restaurants. You go for a wander along the seafront. You can go for a horse and tram ride along the seafront. You can go and get an electric tram up to Laxey and go up and do the Laxey Wheel. You can do all sorts of stuff because your car is safe in the car parking display from 11 until 3. Just be back at about 3:30. You can leave your car there a little bit longer if you run a little bit late, but that's the main time for the car display. Okay, lots to do that day. Have a look in your road book; it'll give you lots of ideas, or ask the team members and we'll point you in the right direction. Please note, unfortunately, this year and probably going forward, the Food and Drink Festival, which used to take place in Douglas in the Villa Marina Gardens, has been cancelled. So it won't be taking place this year, and it's looking like for the future. I'm not sure of the politics behind it, but for whatever reason, it won't be on. I don't think it's a big deal. Most people who've been before have never really raved about it that much, so I don't think it's a major loss, but a shame all the same. Now on the seafront at Douglas, next adjacent to where you're going to be parking your cars, the Sporting Bears will be doing their dream rides. And that's a really popular thing. And this year it's in aid of Lookie's Aid, which is a local children's charity. Fantastic cause. Now Lisa and the Sporting Bears come over, but we always need your help. So if you have a nice car, or a Morgan, or a whatever, or an Aston Martin, or anything that you feel people might like to go for a ride in and raise money for the children's charity, then I'm going to send you an email which will give you Lisa's address, and she will be so delighted if you can help out, and the fact you're there during the day and help to raise some money for Lookie's Aid would be fantastic. So I'm going to send you a separate email in addition to this. You may have already received it by the time you watch this video, but it would be really greatly appreciated for anyone who can help out. We're looking for probably 10 to 15 cars to help do the runs, and then they will charge, depending on the car, for the runs, to go for a half an hour run out in the car. That could be with another participant, it could be local members of the public, families and friends who come down to visit the show. Now there'll also be a live broadcast there from 3 of the radio stations, which Manx Radio, 3FM and Energy FM. They come down to cover the thing, but Manx Radio will have a outside broadcast at the event. So there'll be lots of things going on with that during the day. And also the First Minister is coming down, I think at 11:30 to have a wander around to see the cars. So we'll bring him around, as we will with the interviews, and watch out for that. That will be taking place. And that will be a great day. Hopefully the weather, fingers crossed, will be on our side, and everyone will have a great day on the car display on the seafront in Douglas. As with the Friday night, Pie in the Sky again takes place on Friday. Again, check out your voucher, tells you which day you're on, tells you which tram you're on, tells you which time you need to be there. Parking is organised at the Laxey washing floors. There's plenty of signage there, and when you park your car down there, there'll be security down there to look after your car while you're up at the Pie in the Sky. It does include, as I said before, your tram ride, your pie and mash dinner, your welcome drink, and your entertainment while you're up there. That's your voucher. You just need to make sure you've got that with you when you come up to Laxey for your Pie in the Sky. That's Saturday, another great day. And then we're going to come to the big day next. So definitely go and get yourself a cup of tea now. If you don't drink tea, like me, a cup of coffee, biscuit, bit of cake. Get ready for the big day, which is our TT day on Sunday, which will be coming up next. It's Sunday, it's TT day. Now TT is famous across the world for obvious reason, the Isle of Man TT motor race. Originally was a car race until about 1903, and then ever since has been a motorcycle race. And most people, and I'm sure most of you, will be very familiar with the TT course. Well, today you're going to drive the complete TT course. That will start on Sunday morning, where you all congregate at the TT grandstand in the car parking area behind the grandstand. Again, as per your car number gives you your designated time of arrival. That just assists us again to make sure that the first groups are parked up before the second groups arrive, etc., etc. Just makes life easier for everyone. You will be parked in your lanes dependent on your car number, ready for the police escorted motorcade around the TT circuit from the TT grandstand to Ramsey, about 20 miles. Okay, and you'll be led front and back by the police. Okay, you'll have marker cars amongst the cars. The public will come out on the streets and wave at you. So make sure you're ready to wave back at all the public as you make your way around the TT circuit in a clockwise direction from the TT grandstand to Ramsey. Okay, the times again are all on your road book in your itinerary, and they're on the flip chart. So if you're not sure, just double check there. Please arrive at the TT grandstand at the designated time. There's great big signs pointing you in which direction to go. Okay, the actual motorcade will commence at 10 a.m. sharp. The police will then lead you around. Now this is the most important thing, because it's something we've had a challenge with for the last 2 or 3 years of the motorcade getting split up, people getting lost. We had 30 cars got lost in Ramsey last year and went the wrong way, mainly because they're not keeping up with the car behind. Please don't drag back. Please don't hold back. Stay as close to the car in front as you can, safely of course, and keep together, because it's better for you, it's better for us, it's better for the public to see the cars. Can you imagine 350 cars are all coming through together, all British cars? It's going to be a spectacle. And of course, if you hold back or you get held back, and then you'll get transit vans and all sorts of other things getting stuck in amongst the motorcade. So please do everything you can to help us on this one and keep up with the car in front, okay? That's all I can say, and we'll be blasting that out of you on our megaphones and everything when you're down there. But please just understand why we're doing that. It's not because we want to tell you what to do, it's because we want you to have the best experience. We want the public coming out to see the cars to have the best experience, and we want to keep you all together so you don't get lost. So that's on Sunday morning, okay? Then once you make your way around the TT circuit to Ramsey, we're going to be parking you up on Morag Promenade. Now, as you arrive in Morag Promenade, I will be there, and you'll go, oh, not you again, okay? And my job there will be to segregate you into colour-coordinated order for your mountain runs, okay? If you're green, you're going to be in the comfortable group. If you're yellow, you're going to be in the intermediate group. If you're red, you're going to be in the advanced group. And we'll make sure the reds will go off first, followed by the yellows, followed by the greens. That's the method in our madness, and it normally works quite well, okay? Once parked up, and depending on your group, and once you arrive, you will be in group 1 to 7, okay, depending on your car numbers, okay? That will determine the times that you will be going and making your runs over the mountain. Now, it needs to be said, and this is an issue that we have, which groups 1 to the groups 4 to 7, obviously the latter your group, the more time you're going to have in Ramsey, and there is only so much you can do in Ramsey. So what we've done this year to try and alleviate that problem is, particularly for groups 4 to 7, and we will notify you at a later date as to which cars that applies to, is that there will be a free shuttle service running from the Ramsey Park Hotel, which is close to where you're going to be parked, around to Milltown House and Gardens, which is beautiful. We've got a small classic car display in there. They've got a tea, you can have tea and coffee there. You can go for a tour around the house. You can go into the gardens and have a look around there. Normally, to do the house and gardens is £14 a person, and they've graciously offered to give us an event discount of just £5 a person. So there's a free bus service running from the Ramsey Park Hotel to Milltown House and Gardens, which is 5 minutes away, okay? Then you can stay there for as much time as you need to be able to enjoy the house, the gardens, have a cup of tea and just more tea, more coffee, and then come back to Ramsey, maybe get ready, but we need you back at least 30 minutes before your designated departure time. We will give you that information. That's not in the road book, and that's not on the flip charts, but we are coming up with a plan to make sure you're given that information. But when you arrive, you will see from within the group you're at and on the barriers in front of your group what group you're actually in. So if we haven't managed to give you that information or you haven't seen it for whatever reason, you can go to the front of the group you're in. The barriers will tell you you are in group 4, group 2, group 7, or whatever group you're in. And from that point, then you'll know what time that you have to be back at your car ready to do your mountain run. Now, groups 1 to 3, you won't be able to do the Milltown House and Gardens thing because your departure times for your mountain runs are going to be too tight on that. So you'll have time to wander in, go over to the Ramsey Park Hotel, wander around the park, go into the town, have a coffee. But particularly group 1, your time's going to be quite tight. So you're going to have to stay around your cars. And then once we get to the times when the mountain road closes, which is at 12 o'clock, okay, the first group will be sent off to Burrell Park, ready to go over the mountain. So it's important that you're there around your cars. Now, this is the only 4-wheel event that they close the mountain road for. That is quite unique. It's quite special. The locals and other car clubs were all quite, surprised that we managed to get this road closure. Okay, so it is a really special event, and it's a 11.7 mile closed road run over the mountain. It's a fantastic drive. Okay, there is no overtaking, but again, we've got you in colour coordinate order to try and give you the best possible experience. No overtaking, and you will be behind that. Each group will follow a pace car and a sweeper car over the mountain, but most people have a fantastic experience. Now, the only downside is that because of the mountain road only being closed between 12 and 5, and we got 350 cars to get over in that period, okay, if the weather is not on our side and is particularly bad, it's particularly low cloud, irrespective of the weather, we will take you over the mountain, but the speed that you'll be allowed to go over is definitely determined by the weather. So as long as the weather's fine, even if it's raining and there's good visibility, you'll be able to go at a reasonable speed. But if it's low cloud, bad visibility, then we still will take you over because we need to get you over to the Craig, but maybe a much reduced speed for safety reasons, because the last thing we want is someone going off over the mountain because they missed a bend because of the visibility. So please bear with us on that one. There's nothing we can do because we can't delay it for an hour or 2 hours, because then the latter groups just won't get their runs, and we can't extend the hours of the closure of the road. That's all agreed in advance with a road closure order with the Department of Infrastructure. So fingers crossed, the weather will be fine. You'll all go out and you'll have a great experience over the mountain, but we do have to prepare you ready just in case we do get that eventuality, which fingers crossed we won't get. Okay, so you all go over, you'll all do your runs over the mountain road, okay? And once you've finished your mountain road run, you'll come into the Cregner Bar where you'll do your afternoon tea. Now, the afternoon tea at the Cregner Bar is plentiful, but because again of the numbers of people we're pushing through, your group will either be downstairs or upstairs. And again, once you get there, you'll be shown where you're going. Okay, you'll have about 45 minutes there, which doesn't sound a long time, but it is plenty of time. But we will then need to move you on, ready for the next group to come in, sort of come in behind you. Okay, so be ready for that. It's an afternoon tea with all of the ingredients, inclusions that you would normally get in an afternoon tea, but it's not on tiered platters. So don't expect them to come out with all the pretty, 3-tiered plates. It comes out more on a tray format because of the numbers of people. Bear in mind that we're putting 700 people through there in a few hours. So therefore, just from a logistical point of view, and we just wanted to make sure you manage your expectations, it does come out in a tray format rather than a tiered format. So, and I think some people just in their heads thinking, we thought we would get, it's not going to be like that. So due to volume of numbers, we need to get you in and out in around about 45, 50 minutes. But we try and make it as enjoyable as possible. And also the Craig then do welcome you to come back at any other time if you want to. And they give you a discount on your, if you say, look, lanyard we get a discount, not just for a cup of tea or anything, but if you go in there for fish and chips or have a meal in there at another time, they'll give you a discount as well. Seating is tight in there. Again, remember we're putting in 50 cars in downstairs, 35 cars upstairs, and the seating is tight. Sometimes with the way it just people sit down, you've got 2 seats over there, 2 seats over there, and you've got a group of 4, and sometimes we just can't. We think, we'll ask people if they can move, but sometimes it's not possible. Again, we just ask you to bear with us and work with us, but 99 times out of 100, everyone gets sat together and everyone's happy. So just, again, managing expectations, just wanted you to know that. Now, once you've finished your afternoon tea, then we're going to take you down to the TT pit lanes, which are open exclusively for us. And I'll be there along with Oliver and all of our photographers, and we're going to get great photos of you guys in your cars and with your cars in the TT pit lanes. That's a great photo shoot opportunity. And as with all the photos over the weekend, and there are photographers everywhere, up on the mountain, on the slock, at the TT pit lanes, you name it, the photographers are around taking photos of all the cars. All of those photos will then be published on our website, and you can download them high resolution, free of charge. Probably a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks after the event, by the time all the photos are developed, it tells how old I am, are done and we put them on the website, they're ready to go. Okay, you'll be in the pit lanes, you'll have again about 45 minutes for your group in the pit lanes, have all your photos taken, go up onto the podium, have your pictures taken, go up in the grandstand, and then all of a sudden I'll bellow out to go on, clear off, get out, ready for the next group. So if you can do that, if you can again work with us on all these things, it's just about working with us to make the event work so that the best experience is had by all. Okay. That's pretty much Sunday. That's a TT day. So you've had a police escorted motorcade, people waving at you, your arms aching. You go to Ramsey, you have some free time in Ramsey. You can go off to Milltown if you're in one of the latter groups. You can go have a coffee in the town, and then away you go. And we give you an exhilarating run over the mountain road, which is fantastic. Okay. Then you have your afternoon tea in the Cregner bar, and then the photo shoot in the pit lanes. What a fantastic day. People enjoy it so much. That's why we have so many people coming back year on year. So I hope if you haven't been before, you'll be one of those who either come back or be telling all your friends. It's just, what a fantastic event, and we'll come back again in the future years. The final thing on Sunday is the gala dinner. For those of you who have booked the gala dinner, again, it's sold out. Okay, there are complimentary transfers from all of the participant hotels. If you're in the Best Western Palace, of course, you're where the event is. Okay, but for the other hotels, your pickup times for your bus and is in your road book, on your Sunday itinerary, and on the flip chart in the hotel reception. And if you still can't find that, come and find one of us, and we'll tell you what time and when. Okay, the pickup times are there. The gala dinner is from 7 o'clock until 11. Okay, food choices you've already made, so we have all those. They'll be already prepared, whether you're having the fish or the chicken or the vegetarian options or whatever. Live entertainment from the most fantastic 11-piece band called Retrospect. They're an island band, and they are fantastic. Last time we had them, the dance floor, that was the year before last, the dance floor was full from the first minute right the way through to the end of the evening. Great evening, fantastic band, play amazing music. Okay, and then the transfers from the Palace Hotel back to your hotels at 11:15. Okay, if you want to order wine and drinks for your table, you will be able to do that. You'll do that direct with the hotel, and we'll send you the details of how to do that nearer the time. So that's Sunday, great day. If you're doing all that, by the time you get to bed on Sunday night, you're gonna be knackered, but you're gonna have had a great day. So looking forward to seeing you all on Sunday. The only thing left now to do is have another cup of tea, another cup of coffee, another biscuit, another bit of cake. And then for those of you who are staying on Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to come back just with Monday where we're doing our special new steam train afternoon tea. But if you're not staying Monday, you're going home on Sunday night or Monday morning, then hope you will have had a fantastic time in the Isle of Man. We'll do everything we can to make sure you do. And then we hope to see you again at another event or another tour in the future. But if you're going on Monday and you're doing the steam train, then have a look at the next video and I'll just talk you through that. Oh, Monday. I don't know about you. I'm getting, I'm going to say knackered, but I say tired, be polite. Okay, for those of you extended your stay and staying over on Monday and have booked the steam train, which is, again, believe it or not, sold out completely, 86 people on that. Okay, you need to arrive at Douglas train station at 11:45, okay? 11:45. There is limited parking at Douglas train station, but there are other car parks in and around the area. So if you get there early enough, you get to park in the car park at the station. If not, there's a Tesco's nearby there. You check out the times, and don't forget, if you're in a public parking area, your parking disc obviously needs to set that. Okay, the train will depart at 10 minutes past 12. Okay, the steam train departs at 12. So you get there at 11:45, we'll get you on, we'll get you ready. The train departs at 12:15 and gets into Port Erin about an hour and a half it takes to get out there. On the way out there, they will serve the savoury dishes, etc. Once you get to Port Erin, you'll have some free time, or there is a free guided tour of the Port Erin Railway Museum there as well. You're about an hour and a half in Port Erin, and then the train departs Port Erin to come back at 10 to 3, 14:50, 10 to 3. And on the way back to Douglas, which is a slightly quicker journey back, you'll have your desserts, your cakes and stuff, your other parts of your afternoon tea, more tea and coffee. And of course, there is a bar on the train as well where you can purchase drinks. So that's going to be a lovely finale for those of you doing that to the Isle of Man Festival Motoring, a lovely finale, the afternoon steam train. You just have to remember to be there by 11:45, limited parking at the station, and the train departs at 12:10. Don't miss it. We'll be there. Kieran and I will be there with you on the train just to make sure everything goes smoothly, everything goes well. And then the rest of Monday evening and stuff is your own, depending on the day you're coming home. Enjoy the rest of the time in the Isle of Man. And we're looking forward to seeing you there at Douglas Station, 11:45.